In today's video, you'll find my full 6-figure stock portfolio update for the month of December 2023. But first, the big news that happened throughout the last month of November 2023 is that I officially purchased my first triplex at the end of the month. It is why, as you'll see later on in the video, to have my down payment for this triplex, I have sold a few shares of different companies over the last month. But first, let's take a look sector by sector to my different holdings and what have been their performance over the last couple of months and years. First, when we analyze the extremely volatile technology sector, we can see that most of my companies have been doing quite well, notably where both Tesla and Google are both up of over 50% over the last 2 years. We can also see that I've made a pretty good purchase for the Shopify stock at the end of October 2023, where it is already up of over 23%. However, the small stake that I've took in the Rumble company, which is a direct competitor of YouTube, hasn't been doing quite good over the last couple of months, where you can see that the stock is down of close to 80%. Now, when we jump to the energy sector represented by my two oil companies, which are Enbridge and Pembina, we can see that both of them have been doing quite well, where Enbridge is up of only about 9% over the last couple of years, but we can also see that Pembina on its side has been up of close to 70%. Now, in terms of the financial sector that hasn't been doing that great over the last couple of months, you can see that I have quite a lot of the big Canadian banks as well as Manulife, which is an insurance company. And on the other side, despite giving some great dividends, the return hasn't been that great for many of these financial institutions. But over the last 3 years, we can still see that the Royal Bank of Canada, the Bank of Montreal, as well as Manulife have all been doing quite well. Unfortunately, for both of the communication companies that I have in my portfolio, so Bell and TELUS, you can see that both of them are in the negative over the last couple of years. And so even if these two companies have been giving some great dividends to their shareholders during the last couple of years, well, they've still been massively underperforming the overall market during that period. However, on the upper end, over the last couple of years, we can see that my consummation company, which is Couche-Tard, has been doing fantastic, where it has more than doubled in value throughout that period. After, my stake in the materials company Savaria has been doing okay during that period, where it has gained slightly less than 11%. And on the opposite side, you can see that despite some great growth over the last couple of months in their total valuation, my small stake in the 5N Plus company hasn't been doing that great over the last couple of months and years. And so you can see that my total stock portfolio performance over the last 2.5 years has been of about 32% of total return, which however doesn't include the dividend return that I've made throughout that period, which makes that my total value of my stock portfolio is over $100,000 at the moment. And so the total unrealized profit that I've made on my portfolio is close to $25,000 compared to my initial $75,000 investment. Now, in terms of the sectoral distribution, you can see that I have one big tilt into the technology sector that currently worth close to half of the total assets of my stock portfolio. And you can see that after, the financial sector is also well represented in my portfolio with over 20% of my total assets. After, you can find other important sectors such as the real estate sectors as well as the energy sector. And after, you can find the underperformer over the last couple of years, which is the communication sector. And after, you have the consummation and the materials sectors. And so, as I told you earlier, I've made important transactions over the last couple of weeks where I've notably sold important stocks to be able to finance my property, where I've made a lot of profit, notably by selling a lot of TD shares for about $84 per share for a total of $6,200 of sale. After, I've sold 10 shares of BNS for about $44 for a total of $440, as well as 10 shares of BCE for about $54 for a total of $542. And I've also grabbed a lot of profit from my Raucan stake, where I've sold about 1/5 of the total position that I have in this company, which gave me about $1,730 of sale. So there you have it. This was my stock portfolio update for the last couple of months, where you see that I've made a lot of important transactions to purchase my first real estate property. But on your side, if you want to discover more about this personal property that I've just purchased, make sure to check out the video that's going to be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace!